Hello, welcome back to the language channel. Now in today's video, we're going to discuss how to write an article, 5 simple steps to help you do so. So in today's video, we will just go through the fundamentals of how to actually create and write an article from start to finish using each of these 5 simple steps. Now the very first step is to always think about the audience. Who are you writing for? Think about your target audience, and that will actually help you get a head start. For example, are they children, professionals, the elderly, or somebody who is simply interested in computers? Once you have narrowed down your audience, it's a lot easier to start. This will help you to come up with useful titles for your article, and we will go through that later in the second step. Next, proceed to step 2. Once you have narrowed down and identified your target audience, pick a great title for your article. Pick a topic that you know that your audience cares about. Try not to pick an egoistic or selfish topic just because you yourself feel like having a rant about something, but that may not be something that other people care about. So think about what are the problems that they're facing, what are their interests, and then base your title around those areas. For example, you might want to think of a common challenge that the majority of the audience are facing, and usually these are popular topics that will be picked up by the search engines because you know that the people are searching for solutions to the problems that they're facing. Or talk about a specific talking point that you know that at that particular time your audience will be interested in. For example, you know that there's a big convention coming up, and they might be trying to look for information for that particular convention. So if you have great information that you can share, this is a good time to publish an article. Here are some examples of great titles that you can use for your articles. 5 amazing methods to crop your photographs. Unknown technique to sell photographs online. Now notice that I have put in bold some of the words in the title because I think these are the keywords that are popping up to your audience. They are actually looking for these solutions, looking for these tips, and if you can give it to them in the title of the article, that will actually help to draw them in, grab their attention, and then draw them into the article, which will then give you more views. Now, a quick word of advice: do not write titles just for the sole intention of trying to bait the readers. So for example, if you wrote the title 5 amazing methods to crop your photographs, but then throughout your photographs you write a lot of irrelevant material, then people are going to click, they're going to go to an article, and they will leave and they will never come back again, right? So if you want to build out some trust with your target audience, remember, post useful solutions, publish real solutions. And if they come across your website or your blog and then they read there's this amazing great article that gives them what they want, chances are the next time they come across your website, there's a higher possibility of them clicking on your titles again and visiting your websites again. And the third step is to brainstorm for ideas. A lot of times you can actually let the title guide you. Once you have the title crafted out, it's easier to start brainstorming for ideas. Decide on the length of your article. So usually there's about 100 to 150 words for each point that you are making. So if you are thinking of writing, say, a 500 word article, deducting the word count for the introduction and the conclusion, you may be left with about 300 words for the content of the article. So that works out to be between 2 to 3 points, depending on how much you want to elaborate on each point. And the fourth step, this is when you actually start writing. Now the anatomy of the article will look something like this. You will have the introduction followed by your points, point 1, point 2, and then finally your conclusion. So the introduction is just a brief mention of your key points. Do not give away the climax of your article. Do not give away too much meat for the introduction because you want to hook the audience at this very early stage. What you want them to do is to hook them, read your introduction, and then proceed to read the rest of the article and try to engage your audience as much as possible with interesting content. So if you hit your audience with interesting content again and again and again, they are more likely to read the entire article, and they will not leave halfway, just the first 150 words, and then they will just leave. And finally, end your article with some more insights and opinions. Do not just write a one-liner to end your conclusion. The conclusion is a great place to leave some of your best tips, because if your audience know that you always save the best for last, then the next time they visit your website, they will try to read as much of the article as possible right up to the conclusion. And finally, before you publish, remember to check adjust, and rewrite if necessary. Check for language errors because this affects the quality of the article, and some areas may require rewriting or adjustments depending on how much time you have or how much time you want to spend on the article. The more time you spend on it, obviously, the higher the quality of the article. Correct all the errors and the rewrites until you get a satisfactory result, and then finally publish your content. Now with that, we have come to the end of this video. I hope that you have found some really useful advice or tips that you can use if you are just starting out and learning how to write articles. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to this channel, and I'll talk to you soon in the next video.